Welcome to Carabos Podcast Sport Edition. My name is Casey, the field footballer, and of course, I am here with the field coach, Clint. Clint, welcome to the show. This is the
Thank you,
Transfer
thank you, thank
Deadline
you.
Show. Welcome, Clint. How are you over there in Nigeria?
We're good, we're good. We're looking at what the transfer is saying.
Mm.
Let's just get going.
Let's get going. Let's get going. All right, all right, all right. Thank you for joining us everywhere in the world, wherever you're watching from. Of course, this is one of your favorite sports shows. Yes, we're looking at the transfer deadlines. Of course, a lot of rumors going in, coming out, players moving here and there, in and out of clubs. But now let's look deeply into transfers that has been successful and those that we are still expecting. Yes, we're starting with the PSG midfielder Manuel Ugarte. Yes, it's been rumored that he's supposed to complete his move at Manchester United. Clint, what's up
Yeah.
with that?
I think he's up for a medical.
Mm,
It's almost certain that he will be a Manchester United player in no time. Once the medical is completed, he will sign on dotted lines.
mm. Of course, once the medical is completed, of course, he's going to put everything to paper. But then, Clint, we are short of time. The transfer deadline is closing on Friday, 30th of August, 11 p.m. Is there still time? Because we still have a lot of players, a lot of movement to go, and it's looking like the shipping these players are using canoe speed. Is it that we don't have speed boats anymore? We don't have flamboyant flying boats to move these players across. What's happening? What's happening, Clint? It's getting annoying. Hmm?
You, the transfer has its ways.
Mm.
First, the club will agree. We have to reach agreement with the player. Most clubs prefer to do it that way. Reach agreement with the player first before discussing with the club in terms of the fee and the structure of the payments. Um, because of the way the market is, so
Mm.
it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. But this last minute rushes is something else to look out for because you could see transfers going beyond the deadline. That's when they turn in the incident sheet. The clubs turn in the incident sheet to the Premier League
Mm.
office
It
saying,
just
okay,
feels
we
like
had
Premier League clubs
lockdown.
are just so slow. And I just, as a matter of fact, this transfer season is about the worst of all of them. And we have reasons why to us it feels like it's the worst. But let's move on. Let's move on, Clean. Edin Ketia, yes, he had an offer or rather a negotiation with Nottingham Forest, but he has actually moved right now on paper to Crystal Palace for 30
Mm.
million pounds. Is he a good addition to Crystal Palace?
Yes,
Or rather, as an Arsenal fan, are you happy to lose Edin Ketia?
it's two ways. One,
Mm,
I am happy he's going because he will be given more playing time.
yes.
Remember, Crystal Palace lost. They lost a couple of players also, and he will be a good addition. He's not a bad striker. He's a decent player, but I think the Arsenal team is more than what he can offer right now. So Crystal Palace offers him more opportunity to show himself and to live up to that expectation we have of him. It's a 25 million pounds move with 5 million pounds in add-ons.
Yes, Adam.
He has completed the first part of his medical. The second part, he has completed the second part of his medical. We're just waiting for the announcement. As far as I'm concerned, he's a Crystal Palace player. We're just waiting for the
Mm.
announcement.
All right, all right. We also have Mikel Merino to Arsenal. Another proud signing for you guys, isn't it?
Yes, since Granit Xhaka left, it's been very difficult since Granit Xhaka moved on. The left side of that midfield has been very tough for Arsenal to fill. You see, sometimes you see Rice playing there. Sometimes, some other time you see Kai Havertz playing there. It has not been as effective as it was when Granit Xhaka was there. So Mikel Merino offers us so much. Also remember that he played together with Odegaard back in Sociedad when Odegaard was on loan from Real Madrid. They have that chemistry. So it will also give Odegaard time more free role to move around. Mikel Merino is good with tackles, he's good with passes. He knows how to hold up ball. You know when to give those passes, those killer passes, and it's a perfect addition to the Arsenal team.
Of course, you should be a happy man. Your club is just moving. It's like you are the only Arsenal is the only club that came to this transfer season with speedboat. The remaining came with Kenu. But then we'll look at all of them and we'll call them out today. If Anthony, yes, if Anthony he has an offer on in Al-Ahli in the Saudi Pro League and he's moving from Brentford. Of course, Chelsea still needs that guy, right? So so the news is Chelsea are hoping to get Victor Osimhen. However, if they cannot get Victor Osimhen, they are now hoping to use Ivan Toney to hold body. Because at all, the club need to chase code. If the main one is not available, and I've always said it on this program, side chicks, very important. In case the main chick no gree, you switch to side chicks. Alright? So right now, to Chelsea, Ivan Toney is a side chick. Right? Hoping that in case the main chick, who is Victor Osimhen, doesn't come, they move to Ivan Toney. However, Chelsea are just sleeping dogs. As a matter of fact, it's not because I love Chelsea. I would say let the sleeping dog just lie, and from lie, let them just go from there because no aspiration, no flair, nothing. These guys are just well, we know we are on media. Let's not start throwing things around. However, I feel so pain. Imagine you being in control to get Osimhen, then you are still going to look for a side chick in Ivan Toney in case Osimhen doesn't work out. Who is making Osimhen not to work out? It's the same Chelsea. Napoli have been open to them all season. Come and do business with us. This guy is good enough. Short, as a matter of fact, he's the second-rated best striker in the world aside Haaland. Then you are talking of Victor Osimhen. So what is the issue right now that they are going for Ivan Toney in case Victor Osimhen doesn't work? The same Saudi Pro League that is hunting Ivan Toney, they are still hunting Victor Osimhen in case Toney does not. These guys are just very confused clubs. All right, your opinion on Chelsea going for Ivan Toney, please.
I think the Osimhen saga will not go away until the deadline day. Being that the Saudi Pro League are showing more desire to sign him. As we speak, the Saudi Pro League side have their representative in Italy, as we speak, trying to negotiate that deal. While the Chelsea team are still, I don't know why they are dragging. Osimhen wants this move. The player wants the move. So what's the delay? Okay, you try to make use Lukaku as a makeshift for that as a support for that deal, which didn't work out. Lukaku right now is in Napoli trying to finalize the deal. What is stopping you from making this offer? I don't know. I don't want to believe it's the African factor. Osimhen is too good to be tossed around this way. And if Chelsea is not, I'm serious, if Chelsea is not careful, Osimhen will go over to the Saudi Pro League and it will be very, very, very sad.
At this point, I support Osimhen to go to Saudi Pro League. If I'm Victor Osimhen, it's disrespectful now. How can you be chasing one player? They are just making everybody, just putting yourself in the news, and at the end of the day, and for me, Chelsea is not that club. Chelsea is now Arsenal. Arsenal used to be the people that will bid for a player.
What do you mean? What
Allow
do
me to
you
learn
mean?
so you know what I mean. Arsenal used to be the people, the club that beats for a player and never gets the player, but it will always be in the news. Arsenal is hunting for Arsenal. We know that Arsenal that year they were broke. They can't get anything. We know. But now, Chelsea now, they are now in the Arsenal driving seat. But the difference is Chelsea is not broke this time. But they just do not want to. Now
Arsenal
look at
wasn't
the
broke
money.
either.
The money, well, that year, no, even where there
Arsenal
was
wasn't broke
conservative,
either.
there was conservative theory running in Arsenal then, and we all know
Which
that is
was
why they kept
which
Wenger
no
for
no
so
no
long.
Casey, in that one you're wrong. The Arsene Wenger was only acting on the mandate he was given. Groom players from
What?
the academy, bring them up, make money for the club, stand the club, which is what he did. And when it was time, yes, he messed up towards the end of his career with Arsenal. But come on, you have to give the man his flowers. He did what
No, no,
he
no,
was
no, no.
told to
This
do.
this beef has nothing to do with Wenger. This beef has everything to do with Arsenal as a club. Don't
No,
let's not shade
no,
Wenger here,
because
Clint. We
right
are not
now,
shading Wenger.
look at Arsenal bidding for players for 80 something million, 100 million. It doesn't mean that the club has money. The club has the money.
As a man, like I
Yes,
said, I would rather prefer right now. I want osimhen to go to al-ahli. Let the insult stop. Let the embarrassment just end. That is what I want. If I'm Victor Osimhen, I should really feel very offended right now. Is it because an African player? As a matter of fact, how much is he looking for? Rumors in the news that okay, he's looking for 450, he's looking for yeah, about 450, 500,000 pounds a week. Please, how much is Mo Salah earning in Liverpool? Mo Salah
I
earns
tell
350
you,
basics. His basic in Liverpool is 350. Then add-ons and image right and all that. Mo Salah takes home over just a little over £1 million every week. Both his image right, bonuses and all that. But his basic playing is whatever is just 350. Now, if an Osimhen, the current African best player, is saying, and the eighth in the world, is saying, I need my money to be 450, 400, or 500. Is it too much? So a lot of people in the
not
media
too
say
much.
Osimhen is greedy, blah blah
He's
blah.
worth
It's
it.
that they don't
He's
understand
worth
how
it.
football works now. Because I see them talk online and I'm like, this is that they don't understand.
He's
Should
worth it.
Osimhen, with his prestige and all that, go to a club and be earning less than people that are probably in the first 30
No,
in the world will be earning twice more than him? So I just see it as just sheer
no.
disrespect. This is not even about
Osimhen
Chelsea trying to
is worth
break.
it. Is
Yes,
worth it.
this is not about Chelsea trying to break their wage structure, because that's the only thing we see in the news. They don't want to break their wage structure, blah, blah. That is why you are going for Disbury Hall now. If you pack Chelsea with the likes of Disbury Hall, of course, we all know Disbury Hall is a relegated player that came from the Championship. So if you are
Yes,
buying if you
yes.
are buying all the Disbury Halls back to Chelsea, of course, it means Chelsea indirectly is going back to relegation. If you want to stay in the season and compete with the
I
big
know.
boys.
So against I don't support that. I don't support that. I don't support that.
All right.
This Hall is a
Well,
good player, but not the way
no.
they've been hyping him.
Clint, I don't talk with sentiment. I use fact. Disbury Hall and the rest of them, Vardy, Ndidi, Iheanacho, they were in Leicester when they relegated. True or false? True.
True,
So it's not
true.
like it was
But they brought
when
them
they
back.
relegated, they bought Disbury Hall. Then they tried to come back.
No, they
But you
came back.
can
Not
now
that they
see
tried to, they came back.
Leicester now are now revamping their team so that they don't go back to where they are coming from. Because
Yes.
the likes of Disbury Halls in that Leicester would have taken them back to Championship. And this is not about Disbury Hall. I'm just saying the likes of Disbury Hall that make up the first 11 of Leicester took them to relegation. So if you are buying those kind of players, sorry, Disbury Hall, this is not about Disbury Hall. We're just trying to make analysis. If you are buying those level of players, The same thing with Pedro Neto. I'm not seeing any difference. They are all in the same class. You are buying this kind of players to put in Chelsea, to come and do what in Chelsea. Take us to where Wolves were.
Exactly my issue with pushing Sterling away. Um, come to think about it, maybe they are trying to um, sell some players to make room for that um, um,
Osimhen.
the wage for Osimhen, which is not wrong to, because Chelsea they're already facing some charges. Imagine adding this to it. It to be
And
disastrous for the team.
Lukaku ends way over 300. Lukaku is another
Yes,
high earner. And
yes.
Lukaku is not even in the first team. So we understand that there's problem in Chelsea. But the way these things work is, first of all, secure the bag. Secure Osimhen first. You're already, your structure of taking off Lukaku and these other guys will work. It's because of this Osimhen that Lukaku deal has not gone. It's the same stubborn head of the same Chelsea management that is holding Lukaku, that is still holding Osimhen. So we are saying, get Osimhen first. Clint, I don't blame you if you don't share this pain I'm feeling. You're an Arsenal fan, and for you, Arsenal is okay. So I know how you were shouting in the days of Bent now. So, but this, this is our turn to shout. Leave or let us shout. It's painful. But anyways, let's move on. Let's move on. So, like we said, Ivan Toney, yes, he's headed to ah-ahli, but then Chelsea have gone to meet him by the side. So the side kick of Chelsea is Ivan Toney. The side kick of ah-ahli is Victor Osimhen, right? And
Yes.
the other way, they are their main kicks. So whatever those clubs are doing, including Napoli, I really do not understand. But then, like you said, it's actually fair to want to take off. I don't feel they should take off his Sterling. But when you're looking at the financial wage, and you're looking at his performance, single-handedly, Sterling.
Maresca already said it. He said there's no way back according to Fabrizio Romano,
Yes.
there's no way back for Sterling. There's no way back for him. So
but like I said, it's understandable, Clint. If you are earning as high as Sterling and you're not that player that can win the game from nowhere, you shouldn't be earning that amount in the current Chelsea squad. Sterling was very active, yes, but like we said, Sterling can run the whole field and sometimes nothing comes out. But he's actually a high earner.
Then Casey, the same rules should apply to Modric.
How much does Modric earn?
I don't know how much, but the transfer amount he came with, it's too high, and he needs to pay that back.
The transfer amount is different from I think what they are cutting is wages. So the way they calculate finances, even here in the UK, it's an endemic way of calculating things. They don't really take into account one-time costs for some reason, right? What they take into account is recurring costs. So those recurring costs are like salaries, wages, bonuses. Those are the things that are recurring, and those are the things that they try to control. But you see, buy-off clause, and I'm not sure Chelsea's problem with Osimhen is actually the buyout. I think it's all those other wages, the things that come with it and all that. After Lukaku and Sterling, the next highest earner I think is Reece James, the captain of the team. And Reece James, he's around 250 about. Yes. So I'm not sure any other player really earns so well. Yes, but they came in with a good amount of money on transfer fees. But in terms of earnings, they are not really as high as these people. So, but let's move on. Chelsea actually has resigned João Felix. Of course, he played in the last match, and I think that's one of the. For me, I think João Felix is a good player. Having gone on loan, I think he came back sharp. If you look at the way he scored that goal,
Yes.
You understand? It was a world-class kind of, slotting, It was just a leg to the ball and, he found his angle one time. All right. So I think maybe, yes, coming back, he looks sharp. Let's see what he's going to do. All right. Of course, his breakout season was actually in Benfica 2019. But then so many things have happened with the young man. the £100 million purchase clause that was paid for him by Atletico. All those things are things that heavy players down, and that is one of my
Yeah.
problems for Victor Osimhen. When the talk has dragged, when the transfer fee is too much, it weighs players down, and it's not really good for players' performances. But let's move on. Yes, Gallagher has actually moved successfully to Atletico Madrid for £34 million. Amada Broja is on his way to Ipswich. As a matter of fact, he's actually undergoing his medicals right now, and he has left
Mm.
Chelsea. That's another good player that we didn't really see his output, right? But let's see how it
Potential,
goes.
yes.
Yes, Amada Broja, a good guy. All right, so Newcastle, they're about to sign Edmond Tapsoba from Bayern Leverkusen. Because, of course,
Yes.
they tried signing Mark Guehi of Crystal Palace, and they tried a couple of times, but their bids were turned down. That Guehi must be a very good player for Crystal
If
Palace.
you watch him in the Euros, watch him in the Euros, you see he's a very solid defender. He's very solid.
He was quite solid. But then, what do they really want to do with him in Crystal Palace? They need that money. Crystal Palace sounds to me like if people like Newcastle, Arab money, and the rest, they come and offer you something, you should collect it, especially when it's for a defender. If it's for a striker, yes, you can say, okay, if we let him go, who will score the goals? But I know that there will still be legs to defend the ball somewhere,
Mm.
somewhere. They can get defenders. So, in my opinion, they should have just allowed Maguire go. As a matter of fact, if I'm Maguire, Crystal Palace, yeah, Crystal Palace is, is around, is in London, whatever area. But Newcastle is far north, very cold. So I think most of these players today know based on maybe the location of the club, it's not even about the finance. Sometimes they think
Yeah.
of their friends, family, and all that. So they just use this kind of criteria to decide, where they go. But then I'm also very sure that Crystal Palace would have upped his money. But then what we are just saying in essence is if you're a player and you are playing for Crystal Palace, of course, you're not competing for anything.
Yes. Sure.
Even
Sure.
Europa League no go gum you. So why don't you take a bold step and at least go to Newcastle? If Newcastle does not win league, they have at least tendency of top four, top six. That's something for a player of his status growing into the England main team as one of their dominant centre halves. I'm just feeling that if I am him, I probably would have made that switch to Newcastle because right now on the standings, Newcastle is just above Crystal Palace. All right, let's move on. Mark Tomini, he has been a subject of discussion for a while, but then he has moved to Napoli. So many Manchester United hierarchy and other players are not happy with that move. The McTominay, was it that important? I know he's a good player, fine, defensive, solid guy. But when people are not happy about his move, him leaving Manchester United, especially ex-players and the rest of them, because they come out, to Sky Sport and a
Yeah.
lot of podcasts, and they are complaining.
The thing is, McTominay was the guy for Man U last season. He sometimes he played as a false nine. He got too many goals for them last season. He helped Manchester United so much last season. So it's out of sentiment, right? Oh, this guy he did so much for us last season. Why let him go just like that? It's out of sentiment, I think.
Mm, mm. I think they probably would have just maybe kept as a matter of fact, Manchester United are not defensively solid. They are conceding a lot of goals, stupid goals for that matter. The season have started. We saw them against Manchester City in Community Shield. They weren't really looking. Initially they were looking strong. We thought okay, it was because they were. But later when the big boys in Man City came in, they really started falling off the path. They were lucky
Yeah.
to take that game to a penalty, but then for me, I just feel like it's what it is. Probably the guy would have stayed. I'm talking of McTominay, but anyways, let's move on. And Liverpool are closing in on Chiesa from Liverpool. Yes, they are offering a £10 million deal. Yes, to Juventus for Chiesa. Chiesa is a good player.
Mm-hmm. He
He's one
is.
of those. He's one of those players that Benayoun.
Yusuf Bonayoun, yeah, the Israeli.
Understand? Yeah, the
Yes,
guy he's so strange. Like when you watch like Serie A and you watch Juventus, when there is no way Chiesa comes through with the goals,
yeah.
there's just something about him. He has this knack. He has this whatever
Even
about him.
even in the national team, the Italian national team, same
Good,
thing. He comes in,
good.
he's just there, very direct, not too stylish, just
Not
go
too
get what you want
stylish.
to do.
Not too
Yes,
stylish, and he gets the job done. I like him as a player, but £10 million maybe it's too small, but let's assume it because maybe age is not on his side. But I think a player of his stature should be attracting more than £10 million.
yes,
Federico Chiesa is a very good player, but then he looks like the Liverpool kind of players, low key guys, and they are good.
yes, yes.
Mm, All right, all right. So let's move on. Let's move on. We have some other rumors, Clint. We have some rumors we need to look at.
We have
So,
some rumors, and
mm-hmm,
we also have some that are ongoing. It's understood that Southampton are in advanced talk with Arsenal to sign Aaron Ramsdale.
mm,
Um, the talk is still ongoing. Watch out for that. Watch that space to see what comes of it. Um, there's also rumors of Tammy Abraham. Sorry, this is out of the Premier League, but I'm bringing it because he used to be in the Premier League. Um, Wanting a move to AC Milan. It's still rumors at this stage. Let's see what comes out of it. There's still a rumor of Arsenal going back for Gyökeres. Um,
mm.
to me, I don't see that happening, but I don't know why the rumor is still persistent. Um, we saw him sign a new contract with his club. If that happens, it will be a miracle. Um, I don't see that happening anyway, but the rumors are out there. These are few.
Arsenal needs a play. They need a player. That's why they still went for osimhen.
Yes, yes.
This,
There are lots
this,
of players.
for this 48 hours left, thereabout, things will happen.
You
Oh.
know, things will. That's why I say things will happen. Edu has said um, we should not worry. By the end of the transfer, they will be happy. I just know that they are cooking something. Remember the kind of thing that happened when Ozil signed for Arsenal. It was under the wraps until the deadline day. We just
Mm.
saw Ozil. They smuggled him in to have his medical. So I'm thinking something like
Like
that is going to happen
contraband.
again this time. Yes, he was smuggled in for his medical, and the deal was announced a few
You,
minutes to 11 o'clock.
this is
Yeah.
just said now just made me remember Igalo to Manchester United. That one was like you are going to Owambe party and you went to Owambe party told me to see Amala. They just brought Aku. You're like, where did
So
Aku
so
come
so
from? No Wambe.
so there is another rumor of Sancho to Chelsea.
Mm.
It's still rumor at this stage. Let's see what comes out
That
of
rumor,
that.
let that rumor not come to pass. If it's a prophecy, I rebuke it. I rebuke it.
But Sancho is a good player. Come on. Sancho
No,
is a good player.
Sancho.
He
No,
is.
Sancho is a good. See, for me, I even think if he comes to Chelsea, he will probably do better, right? Chelsea, unfortunately,
Mm.
Manchester are not like Dortmund. He's a good player, but we don't need the Sanchos anymore. We have too many of them now. We have too many flank players now. Are they selling them?
True.
Are they
True.
eating
True.
them? We need center
True.
forward. So I don't want any distraction. Sancho's, Chelsea, all this. If you are buying, imagine you are buying Sancho and you are taking off Sterling. Does it even make common sense? The money you want you to buy Sancho,
Talking about Sterling, Casey.
will you not use to pay Sterling? You sure
Talking about Sterling.
Mm.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Go on.
Yes, talking about Sterling, a picture surfaced this morning that he was seen around the Arsenal training ground. So
Mm,
there are rumors that Arsenal want to take him on loan. Um, I don't see that happening. Sterling is a 33-year-old man. I don't see that happening. But there are still rumors. Why are you clapping, Casey?
I see if Arsenal gets Sterling,
Mm.
you guys are there's something about Mikel Arteta that you don't understand. Clint. You're an Arsenal fan, but I need to tell you something.
He knows he knows how to turn around players. Yes, I
He,
understand.
in short, he has a plan this season. When you see a coach, see other coaches are like this. Arteta is like this.
Yes.
Arteta is his focus. What he wants to do is in his head. And I
Mm.
see a Sterling. If you think of the Sterling of Liverpool, come on. Think of even the Sterling of Chelsea. Sterling is a fan. Think of the Sterling of Man City. Sterling is a
Yeah, he's a fantastic player.
fantastic player.
Yes.
For whatever reason he's leaving Chelsea, maybe it's because of the osimhen, whatever entanglement, we don't know. But if
His
Arsenal
shirt
go
has been
for
given
Sterling,
out.
it's a good
His
one.
shirt has been given out.
His shirt has been given out. So disrespectful.
Ah,
Oh, it is well. But that Sancho, please, you should not come to Chelsea. Sterling going to Arsenal. I wish you guys all the best, Clint. He's a very good player. He is a very good
Casey,
player.
as we're talking now, a deal has been confirmed.
For who?
Yes, for Aaron Ramsdale. He has joined Southampton.
Mm.
It's official from I'm reading this from Fabrizio Romano. It just happened now. Just happened now. So
Mm.
Arsenal are going for Joan Garcia from Espanyol as his replacement. So it's a fee. The fee will be around 25 million pounds plus add-ons. It's been
Mm.
agreed. Aaron Ramsdale is going to
So
Southampton.
Southampton. So that's good. That's
Yes,
good. That's where we have the likes of Joaribo. Yes,
yes.
of course. It is for me. I think Ronaldo is a very good player. He's a good keeper. But then
It's 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 so sad that Arsenal got an upgrade, a good upgrade on what Ramsdale has to offer, and it's a pity you can't put a Raya on the bench and allow Ramsdale to be on the goalpost. It's a pity. He's a good keeper, no doubt, but I think he has done his bit
he
for
has done
Arsenal.
his bit. I remember when Ramsey came out, Arsenal fans were like, the guy's hand is a magnet. Bah, anything, bah,
Mm,
bah, you know.
yeah,
But then that is the game of keepers, right? You are not,
yes,
there's no guarantee for your shirt. A striker can always beat his chest and say, I will be the top striker until the end of the season, as long as you are scoring goals. You just have this sentiment in the coach side that this guy is my first striker. But when it comes to keeping, anything can happen, and the other person, they will just let them test him for. I think how Rare started is not for one of these cups. He started using him,
no,
then he
Raya
saw
came
that
in.
he started having clean sheets.
No, no, after the first, I think first two matches of first match,
Mm.
there are some mistakes from Ramsdale, and the shout was too much. Let's try Raya, let's try Raya, and he came in and did fantastic the first match. He was good with his feet, his distribution. I could remember the coach it was Brighton, right? He said that we are getting that Arsenal is getting two in one player, a goalkeeper and a number 10, because his distribution
It's
is
good.
excellent.
Mm.
His distribution is excellent. So once he did that, and that was what Mikel Arteta was looking for, a goalkeeper that can play from the back, distribute passes, be confident on the goal, and still do his basic job of goalkeeping. And
Mm.
we got that player.
So Raya to live to Arsenal as Wabali to Nigeria Super Eagles. That's what you are saying.
You got it. You got it.
Yes, thank you very much
And
for joining us all over the
sorry,
world. Yes.
talking about Nwabali, there are rumors that he might likely leave Chippa United and his destination England.
He was
Rumors.
he has eyes on QPR, or QPR has eyes on him. Whoever
Yes,
is eyeing each other, you have about 48 hours to either eye
the
success.
either eye. Yes.
If not, even the guy is, because he's supposed to move to QPR, he has not really signed for Orlando Pirates. A lot of
True.
guys in
True.
South Africa League are looking for a manager and they want to get him in their team sheet. All right, thank you very much for joining us all over the world. Wherever you're watching from, we thank you very much immensely for joining us in our show. Yes, this is a transfer deadline show. We'll be here again tomorrow. We'll be here on the transfer deadline day to keep you guys updated on everything happening, every player moving across the sea, and those coming through bus, and those going by air, and those coming through keke, bicycle. We all bring all the players together. There are some players that are actually moving by canoe, just canoe that they saddle with people like osimhen. So it's short, their own journey will take 1 million years, and that's why we are still waiting. But we are certain that by the transfer deadline, that canoe will reach the destination. All right, of course, we still have our qualifiers. Not forgetting, this is now for Nigerian fans. Of course, we have qualifiers, the World Cup qualifiers in Uyo, Nigeria. Yes, we will be meeting Benin, and of course, we'll be meeting Rwanda later. Yes, 7th of September, Saturday, we'll be here. But before then, we'll do the analysis of the team sheet. We have a new coach. Yes, Labadili, or whatever. Wish him all the best. But let's just say Bruno. Let's use the word Bruno.
Bruno.
The guy,
Bruno.
the guy needs to win our heart for his name to see.
Bruno Labadia.
Laba. Oga Laba, of course, my guy. He needs to impress Nigerians, Super Eagles and Nigerians for his name to stick. But for now, let's call him Bruno. Yes, we have a new coach in Super Eagles called Bruno. Yes, he's also a transfer. But that we are not talking national team transfer, we are talking of club transfer, of course, Premier League. But you transfer from where he came from to the Nigerian Super Eagles team. We'll look at him, we'll look at his tactics and what he wants to do with the team. Yes, he has released his call-ups for the match in Uyo. We'll also analyze those players and what they will be bringing to the table. All right, but then, like I said, these are all programs on the show, so please keep a tab with us. Thank you very much for joining us. I was in this session with Clint, the field footballer. From all of us in the studio, see you again. We say bye bye.